everyone. Welcome back to the Mention It All podcast. I am so excited to be joined today by a lovely returning guest. It's been a couple years since we caught up, but she has a new season of Below Deck Med out now. Aesha Scott, welcome back to the show. How is life? How are you?
Thank you. I am so well. Honestly, life is just going great. It just keeps getting better and better and better. And it's such a fun, crazy journey. Half the time I don't know what's around the corner because every time I check my email inbox, something else is popping up. But yeah, I'm just having a really fun time.
We were talking before we started that the last time we chatted on the show was 2 years ago when you were on a different Below Deck franchise.
Yes.
You were on Below Deck Down Under for the first 2 seasons, and then you came home to Med.
Came home to Mama, yes.
What has that journey been like in these last, 5 or 6 years? Starting on Med, second stewing for a couple seasons, then we got to see you take on that new challenge, new franchise, Chief Stew on Down Under, and then now these last 2 seasons, back on Med, back with Sandy.
Yeah.
What has this roller coaster been like, just kind of living it?
It has been incredible and rewarding, but also so challenging. Obviously, like, I find being a second stew is so easy. You've got someone that's telling you what to do and you've got no responsibility and everything doesn't come down on you. And then getting the opportunity to be the face of a new franchise and become a chief stew and push myself in that way. It was so awesome. But I remember that first season that I became chief stew, the single most stressful experience I've ever had in my life. I was freaking out. I knew that I could do it. It was just so hard. Like, I used to wake up at 2 a.m. every single night that I was on that boat, just dripping in sweat. Not just like damp, but like my bed would be wet just from sweating so much. So, but you're not going to grow in life if you don't challenge yourself in some way. So I'm so grateful for that experience because it shaped me into what I like to think as a great chief stew now.
Yeah.
And it was really cool being able to hone those skills a bit away from Sandy and then come back to Sandy as it's like this metamorphosis. I transformed into this chief stew, and then I got to come back and show her what I'd achieved.
I do feel like being a chief stew to me just always, I've only ever watched these shows. I've never tried to do any of these jobs.
I don't recommend it.
It just looks so stressful.
It's so hard. But that's why I feel so proud of myself, because when I think about how stressful it was the first season and even the second season, now when I'm doing it, it doesn't really stress me out at all. And I'm like, how cool. It just shows that anything that you put your mind to, eventually it's going to become your norm. So it's cool to see that growth.
Yeah. It's like, but also there's a balance, because it's like you get used to what the job requires, but then also every 3 days, every season is something completely different, and you have a new third stew who doesn't know how to do laundry. And
I know, but that in itself has taught me so much. It taught me how to pivot and problem solve, and it's also helped me so much in my own life, because through having stews that can't really do their jobs, I've had to have hard conversations. And prior to that, like if Scott had done something that had bothered me or whatever, that confrontation freaked me out because I was always a people pleaser. And so through the show, I've learned to have the hard conversations, and now I don't find them uncomfortable at all. So it's growing me in many ways.
You're like, the dishes were not done correctly.
Yeah. Now he's like, oh God, she's telling me too much.
You're like walking Sandy.
Yeah.
I do think, like, because on these charters, it's like if something isn't getting done correctly, it's not just like, oh, well, like, see how it goes. It's like it needs to be fixed next time.
Yes.
And there's so much pressure of, like, on this season we see Sandy with Nathan, who's a bosun for the first time, and she's like, okay, by charter 3, like, this shit needs to be working.
Exactly, because also when we're on charter, there is so insanely much to do that if like because I do find sometimes, especially the season with Brie and Ellie, I did see online some people were like, I don't understand why Aesha didn't just take the time to train them more. And I'm like, when the F would I have time to train people when I'm running a 4-person boat with like a 4-stew boat with 3 stews, and I've got a billion of my own jobs to
Right.
do. You know, so as soon as someone's not performing at 100%, then that ripples through and everyone else has more on their plate. Because
Right.
I was like, that whole season I didn't take any breaks. I was running around doing my job and half of their jobs as well, which was exhausting.
Well, also because I think it's like you're on the boat 24 hours a day, and then that's getting edited to a 43-minute
Yes,
episode.
yeah,
So if you're
exactly.
just off doing your job and you're competent and getting things done,
Yeah.
the camera is going to follow the person who's messing up the laundry.
Yes.
And they're not going to show you like busy all day, just checking
yes.
things off the list. So naturally it's
Exactly.
like, we're going to spend more time with the thing that's not going well
Yeah.
and not see like all the kind of like boring good work
Yes,
that's being done.
yes, exactly, because that's not interesting. So
It is like this season right off the bat, we're seeing that the deck crew is like struggling a little bit
Yeah.
more. What is it like
I
for
liked
you?
that because it wasn't my department.
So I was gonna ask, like,
Yeah.
when it's not your team that's messing up,
Yeah.
obviously, like you said, that's still a ripple effect
Yeah.
through the boat. But is
Yeah.
there kind of a moment where you're like, okay, like yes, like,
Well,
it's not us.
yeah, I must admit, the naughty little girl inside of me I was very happy that it just wasn't my department because the whole year before I had such a hard time. So I did say to Nathan, and I'm like, shame, your turn now, don't really care. But, you know, realistically, yeah, if Nathan's stressed, then that means, because we are like understaffed in the interior, we do rely so much on the deckhands coming through and like taking our bins for us and helping with dishes and helping run plates. And if Nathan's constantly busy because his team's not doing their work, then that means I don't have them available as backup.
Right. And also just like keeping the guests entertained.
Entertain, I know. Oh my God.
It's like if the jet skis aren't out, they're going to be ordering
Yes.
another drink from you.
Yes, exactly. And I'm, you know, I can talk the hind legs off a donkey. I'm very good with service, but sometimes it's nice. Like sometimes I just go up to one of the deck team and I'm like, please, can you go and make conversation for 5 minutes so I can just like go to the toilet?
Well, it's hard too because with the guests, it's like you guys get such a broad range of people coming through.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's Dubai Bitcoin bro.
Yes.
Sometimes it's somebody who you might have stuff in common with. Sometimes it's somebody who
Yeah.
like you just do not vibe with at all. And it's
Yeah.
like you have to maintain that 7-star, you know,
Yeah.
personable level.
Yeah.
And that must be kind of exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel I'm very lucky because I feel like I've got a pretty good EQ and I'm like a good read of people and I love making conversation. I'm curious about people. So I do find it easier than others to chat to anyone. But yeah, when you're having to make those conversations constantly while you've got a million other things to do in the back of house, it can get tiring for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's just another skill set that you hone.
Right. Coming back for this season, so it's your 6th season of Below Deck overall.
Crazy.
It's your
eh?
4th time as the chief stew. It's
Yeah.
your first season coming back since you got engaged.
Yes.
People are so excited. It's because of the way the calendar works. It's been a while. Like you got engaged last year.
Yes. Yeah.
What was it like kind of, or how has it been kind of navigating your yachting career alongside your personal life and now kind of entering this new chapter and coming back for the new season?
Well, I feel very fortunate because it's actually been so easy because Scott and I, we're so independent. We're such independent people. And ever since we first got together, we've spent so much time apart because we got together in COVID. And so I got trapped in New Zealand like 3 times. And then ever since then, because of work, I always spend about 6 months of the year away from him. And so luckily because of that, through this whole yachting journey, it hasn't really affected our relationship at all. But, you know, it'd be nice to get married and maybe spend a bit more time together.
Yeah. What's the wedding planning status right now?
All done. It's so easy.
Wow.
You know, I'm a chief stew baby. So I'm like, oh my God, planning weddings is so
You're
easy.
like, as long as I don't have to do the tablescape
Yeah,
myself.
exactly. I've got someone doing that. And we're doing Thai. That's the part that I'm most excited about, Thai food. So, because I was like, if I'm going to be tipsy at my wedding, I want to be slurping down a pad see ew. You know, that's what I want
some
to
like
be.
weird chicken.
Yeah, I want all the Thai everything. Yeah.
That I love that.
Yeah, yum. Because I hate when you go to weddings and you're like half cut and they're giving you, I don't know, bacon wrapped asparagus or like all this super fancy stuff. And I'm like, when I'm tipsy, I don't want fancy. I want like spices. And
are there going to be any below deck faces at your wedding?
Yes, Gail and Nathan are coming. Sandy and Leah are coming. Hannah and her husband, and then Anastasia and her husband. Yeah,
I love the below deck like family.
Yeah,
really is such a like fascinating special group of people. I feel like because you guys bring together. Totally all over the world. Yeah. You might never be in the same place at the same time, except for like, I don't know, BravoCon.
Yes.
But I feel like there is such a bond between so many of the people that have been on these shows, especially somebody like you who's been on multiple seasons, who's come back, who's really done kind of the rounds with Below Deck. Like, what is it like kind of being a part of that community?
It's honestly so beautiful. And I mean, if you look at my Instagram inbox right now, I think like the top 3 at the moment is like Fraser, Daisy, and then Anthony, you know. And I was just talking to Anthony this morning about how much I love our Below Deck family. Because, you know, we're in this weird world, like this yachting world. No, as much as you will try and explain it to people and like the viewers are watching it, unless you've done it, you can't understand how difficult it is. And I think that we just love to lift each other up and give each other a clap and support each other. And
not only the yachting world, but you also have the added layer of being in the yachting world on a TV show and doing both of those jobs at the same time and navigating all of that. So when you think about somebody like Fraser, somebody like Daisy, it's like there are literally like 6 or 7 people in the world who have done exactly what you've done.
Who can actually understand it. Yeah. And it's like I've tried to explain it to Scott so many times, but I'm like, I can still tell that he just doesn't quite get it fully.
I think too, a lot of, I mean, obviously with Below Deck, a lot of people come through as like a deckhand or a stew and we maybe only see them for one season. But there is something, you know, with the handful of you guys that have really been able to keep at it. Yeah. That it's like, that's a really like unique, I don't know,
my God,
lifestyle.
It's amazing. And when I first started the show, I had no idea it would lead to all of this. I didn't even know what the show was when I first started. I just heard that there was like, my friend told me there was this TV show that films what we do and I should do it. And I always wanted to work in TV. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. Didn't watch any of it before I went because I love to just go into things blind and see how I go. And then finished and still didn't really know what it was. And it wasn't until I was in New York, I think for my very first Watch What Happens Live, and I was walking down the road and someone ran up and they're like, oh my God, Aesha. And I called someone from the network and I was like, is this like a big show or something? They're like,
actually, yeah, it's like what some of the highest ratings, you know.
I just had no idea. And then, you know, because most people just do one season. So then I thought that would be my only one, and then got asked to come back for 5, thought that would be the only thing. So it's amazing.
Season 5, you came back partway through, right?
Yes, like halfway through.
Because that was like when that whole situation was happening.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then when after that I really had no idea what it would lead to.
Well, and it's interesting because I feel like you have an interesting position, almost kind of like bridging eras of Below Deck, because when you first started, Hannah was still on the show. You worked with people like Colin, Joao, Malia.
Yeah.
And then, Med was
the
almost...
OG era kind of.
Med was still kind of like the new show.
Yeah.
Compared to Below Deck OG.
Yeah.
And then starting Down Under, coming back to Med. It really feels like you've kind of like... I don't know, you like bridge the eras a little bit.
Yeah, well, I feel like I'm one of the few left really from that time of Below Deck. Yeah. I mean, it's an honor. I'm like, thank you so much for asking me back all the time.
I don't know. How many of these do I have left in me?
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, it'll end at some point. It's so exhausting, but it's a tough hopefully not soon.
I talked to Fraser earlier this year when his season was coming out, and just think, like, it's not a job that you can do halfway. It's not
No.
you can't
my
stay
God.
on the show but kind of
No.
like stop doing all the work.
Yes, exactly. It is so exhausting. And exactly as you say, you can't go on and half-assed it. It's like you have to throw yourself into it. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever do anything this difficult again in my life.
You're like, you could put me on literally any other show.
Yeah, like, well, because when I did The Amazing Race, I remember and I remember like the psychologist from there beforehand, he was like, I just want to make sure that you're really mentally prepared for this. It's really grueling, blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, I'm like, well, I've done Below Deck, so I don't think it's going to be very hard. And he kind of laughed at me and he's like, yeah, we'll see how you feel about that afterwards. Oh my God, it was so easy compared to, because it's like 10-hour days kind of thing would be the longest day compared to my like usual 18-hour day. So I called him afterwards and I was like, I told you.
Well, I feel like when you're on a competition show, it's like you're running around and you're like doing challenges or whatever, but it's like, it's very like you're performing in the challenge.
Yes,
it's like on Below Deck, it's like, no, I'm like
the
scrubbing toilets.
Oh my God, the pressure. It's like I'm literally hosting people. Like I'm running a whole effing ship. That's so insane.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about you've worked with Captain Sandy 4 seasons now on Med, but then you also got to work with Captain Jason, who people love.
Yes.
What is it like, kind of the difference between chief stewing under the two different captains?
I feel like, to be honest, it's been pretty similar because I've got such a good relationship with both of them. You know, like Jason was kind of like this brother-sister type relationship, and then Sandy's like a best friend kind of relationship, you know. But I've so enjoyed coming back to Sandy, and every time we film together, or, you know, because we hang out in real life as well. And our bond has just gotten so close and so strong. And I feel like it's such a gift in my life.
I love hearing that because I think, like, obviously, you know, when you're the captain, when you're the boss, like, you can't always make everyone happy.
Yeah.
You can't always, you know, it's not, you wouldn't be doing your job if you were just like super nice to everyone all the time. Like, you have to lay down the law a little bit. And I think especially, I imagine for Sandy as a woman in a very male dominated field, like that's a tough line to walk and she's done it for 10 years on this show. Yeah. And whatever people might say about like how she handled a specific situation, or if she could be like a little nicer sometimes, it's like she's like the boss.
She does such a phenomenal job. She's easily one of the best captains I've ever worked with, and she knows what she's doing, man. And what I really appreciate about her is, ever since I came back to work for her as her chief stew, she's never ever interfered in my interior. Like, she just fully trusts me to run it, and she lets me do my thing. And like, she doesn't come in and do like checks or anything. She's like, yep, you go and do it. But I do wish, I think because we've got so much footage that we're editing down, and you've got to get the stuff where she's giving people, you know, talkings to or whatever, I do wish that people saw more of Sandy's silly side, because I'll just go into the bridge and sit with her and we just cry laughing. Yeah. We have the best time. She's so silly. She's like a big kid.
Yeah, it's like that's another thing that's like unfortunately really easy to just kind of get rid of in the edit, because it's like, like when you're on the boat for 6 weeks together, it's like, there's got to be times when you're just like having fun, hanging out. Yes,
and we both have really big inner childs, you know, so we're just so silly together, and I love it.
I think it's cool to see like how she's been able to, you know, take both her yachting career but also like the platform of the show for a decade now, and really like make that into such a huge thing.
Oh, she's done so well.
She's like on her speaking tours.
She does all of her speaking stuff. She's got an amazing charity. Like, she's trying to get the yachting curriculum like put into schools, and, you know, just to show them that that's a career path that you can take. And she does so many amazing things with her platform.
Speaking of that, what was your like first exposure to yachting being a thing that you could do? Like, how did you get started?
So I went to uni and I did a double science degree at uni, and then I moved back to my hometown, and I wanted to be like I didn't like a geotech engineer or just something to do with anything sort of like earth sciencey at home. But I couldn't find a job in what I wanted. So I was working at a clothing store, and my sister was working at a pharmacy, my sister Courtney, who's 3 years younger. And she just called me one day at work and she's like, oh my gosh, some lady was just telling me about this thing called yachting. It sounds amazing. I'll tell you all about it. And she told me about it, and I was absolutely sold on that phone call. And so we both hung up the phone that day, handed in our resignations that day. 2 weeks later, we did the course, and then 2 weeks after that, we flew to France and started walking the docks together.
That's crazy.
So it was so impulsive, which is how I live my whole life.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's the best decision I ever made. The best thing I could have done with my life.
How long did your sister stay in yachting?
She's actually only just quit because she's pregnant. So that was 10 years ago.
Did you ever work together, like on a boat?
Yeah, we worked on motor yacht kisses together. It was the best. Although she was my chief stew on that, and I used to give her quite a bit of attitude when she'd tell me what to do. So,
yeah, the younger sister being the chief stew
telling
is
me
tough.
what to do. I'm like, excuse you. Oh my God.
See, that's why we never saw her.
So I was a bit of a bitch to her, but we had so much fun.
That's why she couldn't come on Below Deck, because you were the chief.
Yeah, exactly. She's an amazing chief stew.
I feel like that's something that could be like a show in the future.
Yeah.
Like sister.
Oh, I know. I always wanted to get her on the show, and I'd always try and convince her to, but she, she didn't really want to do that. She loved the boats that she was working on, but unsuccessful in that mission.
Is there a yachting scene in New Zealand at all?
Very small. Like, there are so many Kiwis on the super yachts, but New Zealand, I think because we're just so far away, and we got quite small marinas, there's like some more are coming now, but it's not a major scene.
I guess because in like Australia is such a big industry, I guess a lot of people probably go there.
Yeah, but then even Australia's not that big, like not compared to Fort Lauderdale or Antibes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think as well, people just don't have that sort of money either. Like, we do have some filthy rich in New Zealand, but you could count them on one hand. Like, we're
so
not
they just
super
own
yacht
their
rich.
own boat. And
we're not super yacht rich in New Zealand. Yeah.
It's okay. I can relate to that.
Yes. Yeah.
So you guys are in Spain this season.
Yes.
You were in Spain one of your earlier seasons when you were a second, I think.
Yes. We went to Ibiza.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were in France one season.
Yes, yeah.
And then
we did
Greece, maybe?
Greece, Athens. And then the 2 in Australia.
Do you have like favorite locations to go back to when you're working, or does it kind of all blur together when you're so busy?
Well, I do love going back to Antibes because that's where my yachting journey started, and I've just got so many amazing memories there, and it's such a familiar place to me. So I do love going back to France. It's very cool.
Have you like spent time in any of these locales when you're not working on it? But like, is it weird to go there on vacation when you're like...
Yeah, I haven't, to be honest, I haven't spent that much time there while not working. Because I just always seem to be on a boat. So, and I used to stand and like look at the people on the beach just holidaying, and I'm like, oh my God, I wonder what that's like just being here with no timetable. Wow. So I definitely want to go back and do a big Euro trip at some point.
What's your like, when you're off season, when the show's not airing, when you like have time, like real downtime, what's your vibe? What do you like to, where do you like to go?
I don't really have that much downtime, to be honest. Like, I think because I've been so fortunate to be so successful with the show, I'm always doing some like appearance or brand deal or press or something. So I tend to be flying to a different place like every week. But my dream for next year is to give myself one free afternoon every week where I can just read books. Because that's what I want to do more of.
I got back into reading a few years ago. I hadn't, like, during the pandemic, I didn't touch a single book. And
really?
I'm like, that was so stupid of me.
Yeah.
And I've gotten back into it. And I love spending my free time with my mind actually, like,
it's
occupied on something.
I love it. Totally. Books just bring me so much joy.
Do you try to read it all when you're, like, in the season, or is that just
I
like
try. I always have some giant book beside my bed that I'm deluded and thinking I'm going to finish, and I read like 5 pages.
You're reading like one paragraph of War and Peace every night.
Yes, exactly. I read one, like I had, last time I filmed, I had Lonesome Dove beside my bed, which is thick. I think I read, exactly. You read a paragraph a night and you're not getting through that very quickly.
I respect the ambition.
Yes, thank you. I try.
I respect that you want to challenge yourself.
Yes.
On the yacht, I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't the time.
You're like hearing some beeping in the laundry room and it's like, oh, fuck.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe next year on your free afternoons.
I think I need to go smaller. Yeah.
If you can like get through a book, I feel like sometimes that like gives you a little bit more, more motivation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's so exciting finishing a book. But then also when you've got a really good book, I do have to have like a week gap between that and then starting a new one because I don't feel ready to let go of the characters. Like you kind of got to like grieve them and say goodbye to them before you welcome in a new set.
You should do like a Below Deck book club.
Oh, yes. I really want to do a book club. I want to start one over my New Zealand summer.
That would be...
Yeah, just do good. Like, I don't know, it's one a week. Unrealistic. Maybe one a month.
Because you might finish the book, but everybody else is going to be like, Aesha, girl, like I'm on page 12.
Yeah, slow down. Maybe I'll do one every 2 weeks.
Okay.
There we go. That's,
Let me know.
Yeah, I will.
We can be like book pen pals.
I would love that. I would love that.
Okay, before we wrap up this season, we're just getting started. How do you feel like this season, what's new about it? Like how do you feel like it is fresh compared to every other season that you've done?
This season's my favorite season I've ever done because it's just got such a great mix of so much different stuff happened. Because I feel like when we did season 9, it kind of did. I feel like there were kind of only 2 main big storylines kind of the whole way through. I can't remember what the second one was, but like the Brie and Ellie stuff, and then like them not being good at Brie not being good at laundry, and then them having like a love triangle, and there was kind of quite long, consistent stories.
Yeah, like Nathan and Gail. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas this season, it's like every single charter, I'm like, oh, that's happening. Oh, well, this is happening. Really? Wow. And it's like fresh new stuff every single time. But obviously, like none of it's intentional. It just felt like the story gods were shining down on us. And it's going to be a very interesting season.
And I'm sure it's
very varied too.
Yeah. I'm sure when you watch the episodes back too, there's lots of little moments that you didn't even know were happening.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so interesting watching it back and seeing what's going on when I'm not there, especially because, you know, everyone's on their best behavior around me because I'm the chief stew. So it is interesting seeing what they get up to.
I'm very intrigued to see how Nathan and Gail's whole story plays out, because we see
gonna love
obviously in the preview, like we know that there's a baby.
Yes. Yeah, well, you see it on their
kind of like getting
too.
From point A to point Z there. Like I think that's going to be really I think people are going to be excited to see that too.
It was a really awesome thing to witness firsthand. So I think people are going to love watching it at home.
And when you look back on your time on Below Deck, what's like the one moment that comes to mind first, whether it's the most shocking thing or the most hilarious thing or something stressful? Like what kind of is like the thing that bubbles up to the surface of like, I can't believe I was there for that.
I don't know. I'm so bad at these types of questions.
That's okay.
I don't know.
You've been through a lot.
Yeah, I've been through a lot.
They put you through the ringer.
Yes, there's so much. Yeah.
I think like you were saying for this season, it's like every charter is something different. You never know. It's something's going to break.
Yes.
Somebody's going to quit.
Exactly.
Somebody's going to get fired.
I think I've just done this job for so long and had so many things happen to me that it all kind of just melts into one big thing. You know, nothing really sticks.
Okay.
Sorry, worst podcast guest ever.
No, we got some good stuff, I think, and I can't wait to see the rest of the season.
Thank you. You're going to love it.
I'll see you at BravoCon.
Yeah, see you at BravoCon.
See you in Vegas. We can hit the slots.
Don't get lost in Vegas. Yeah.
Don't do it.
No.
Aesha,
we'll have to both agree that we'll come out the other side.
Yes.
Check on each other.
Season 11. We got
it. Yeah, exactly.
We gotta run it back.
Exactly.
Thanks so much, Aesha.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. And until next time, be cool. Don't be all like uncool.